It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.
Hey guys, it's Tyler here. More recently on Twitter, The Quartering has posted that the main reason why Furiosa, the new Mad Max movie, is not doing well is because people are sick and tired of women protagonists in movies. Now, before I respond to the comment that The Quartering has done, I first want to state that I'm not going to assume the absolute worst about The Quartering for this comment right here. Now, typically people will say that comments like these are either sexist or misogynist, and I'm not that kind of person. I want to actually delve into the argumentation on why I think something is wrong, and not use a buzzword to make the point that I want to make in regards to my argumentations. And so I'm not going to use any type of buzzword whatsoever to make my counter argumentation against The Quartering. That being said, let's begin my reasoning on why I think that The Quartering is wrong in regards to this particular topic. When it comes down to attention spans, it's no surprise that Gen Z are in fact have the attention spans of a goldfish, largely because TikTok videos only last seconds or like a minute for a typical video on that particular platform. Now, it seems as though that according to some studies, it shows that the younger generation of kids actually have a lower attention span in comparison to older generations. So it seems as though that thanks to applications like TikTok, the attention spans of younger generations are actually shorter in comparison to older generations. The second major argumentation is the fact that when it comes down to the movie theater experience, it's really expensive for tickets, for food, and also other kind of items that you want at the convention center. So basically, tickets nowadays run around between, of course, like, $12 to $20, depending on the theater that you go to. And the IMAX tickets are really expensive in comparison to standard tickets that we have at other theaters. While it's true that sometimes there are specials to make the tickets as low as $6, most people have the exact same sort of equipment at home at like the movie theater. For example, the surround sound system, or the fact that the picture quality is actually better in comparison to the theater, and also the fact that Netflix is also really popular, and so streaming services are actually much more convenient for people in comparison to going to like a concession stand to go to like a stadium to see a movie nowadays. And not to mention, there are many movies that go directly on demand within weeks after the movie was actually released. The best example of this is actually Fall Guy. Now, Fall Guy has Ryan Gosling. He was actually part of Barbie, and it made over like $1 billion. However, even though it had like Ryan Gosling, within weeks of that movie coming out, it went straight to streaming services. And so basically people see stuff like this, and that's like a lack of motivation actually for people to go to the movie theater to begin with. It's also worth pointing out that basically when it comes down to the Mad Max franchise, these movies are not mainstream movies whatsoever. The type of film that they belong to are largely cult movies. And what exactly do I mean by a cult movie? For the case of mainstream movies, they basically have an audience that's like large in comparison to something that's small. So like a small group of people, through the word of mouth, talk about a movie, and so it's actually popular with a small population of people. Most people probably have no idea about what is Mad Max, because for the case of the first movie, it was filmed on a budget of like over $400,000, give or take, for the first movie, and it made over $100 million when it first came out back in 1979. Now, for Fury Road, it was actually a budget between $135 and also $150, and only grossed over like $300 million, give or take, at the box office. So these type of movies are not that huge in comparison to other franchises out there. To address the final argumentation that basically female protagonists don't draw people to go to movies, that's just simply not true, not in the slightest. Let's look at the movies last year. There was actually Barbie was like one of the biggest movies that came out in recent history, and that was like, directly targeted towards the female demographic. There was also the Evil Dead movie that also came out. It was like one of the biggest movies for the Evil Dead franchise as of to date. And there was also the fact that there are many franchises like, Kill Bill or Alien, or the fact that there's also a strong female character in the Terminator series. So it's not necessarily the fact that people are tired of female protagonists. I would say the main reason why movies like the Marvels or Captain Marvel or Ghostbuster failed was largely because some of these movies were basically pandering or had badly written characters. That's the main reason why these movies kind of fail. It's not because women representation on screen, it's because people don't like those kind of things. But what do you guys think about my argumentations against the quartering? Tell me in the comment section down below. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. He's your only black friend, so he's your best black friend. I won't trade him for another black friend, because black friends are rare, as you should be aware. He smiles like Richard Pryor, so just sit and stare. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler. It's everyone's friend, it's Tyler.